Every week we close things out with our predictions, and up to this point, none of us have picked against the Bills. That changes this week, though. Let's start with our panel from the point after to see who they're taking on Sunday.
Well, I think this is going to be a really good game, one of the best games of the early part of the NFL schedule. Both the Bills and the Rams have started the season out really well. The Rams with the home victory against the Dallas Cowboys and then going on the road to beat the Eagles last week. Look, the Rams are not that far away from the Super Bowl team, the NFC Championship team from 2 years ago. They've got 3 new coordinators, offense, defense, and special teams, but they have a lot of the same personnel left. The Bills playing great. I just don't know if Buffalo can continue to get by with some of the mistakes they've made on defense and some of the mistakes they've made in turning the ball over. For that reason, I'm going to pick the Rams to win this one. I think it's going to be a very close game and a very competitive game, but I look for the Rams to come out on top, say 24-20.
If there's one thing the Bills were able to do in 2019, it was play to the level of their competition. It wasn't always a good thing, but for every disappointing showing against the Jets or the Bengals or the Browns, there was an equally impressive performance against the Cowboys, the Ravens, or the Patriots. This year, through 2 weeks at least, they've shown the ability to establish their style of play from the jump, regardless of how low their competition is. I think that trend continues this week against a quality opponent in the Rams. Josh Allen's hot start continues. Bills win 24-21.
Well, a couple of things really stand out in this matchup, one of which, of course, the Rams' passing attack, and they have to be mindful of a lot of reverses and a lot of misdirection. But I do think the Bills have a major advantage with the middle of their defensive line, with Ed Oliver and Quentin Jefferson, against the middle of the Rams' offensive line. And anytime you knock Jared Goff off his spot, he tends to crumble a little bit. So I expect a lot of pressure from the Bills and then to be able to move the ball a bit in the passing attack. And for that, I'll go with the Bills 22, the Rams 17.
Joe loves the weird numbers. All right, so both Marcel and Joe, they take the Bills. Murph going with the Rams. But how about us? Adam, we'll start with you.
Matt, I'm going against the grain a little bit here, maybe even the score. I'm going with Murph as well. I've got the Rams winning this one 23-20, and it's not a matter of the Bills being out of the Rams league necessarily. Both of these teams are very, very well built top to bottom. It's just a matter of where the Rams are at their best. Could just be the Bills' kryptonite. You think about Aaron Donald. I'm not quite sure we talked about him enough going into this contest, but against that rotating door on the Bills' offensive line, as they've tried to work out some continuity there, I think he's really going to wreak some havoc. And then when you have Jalen Ramsey shading Stephon Diggs, if you can shut him down, that takes away an option in the passing game. And then shifting back one more time with the tight ends, when they bring out both Gerald Everett and Tyler Higbee, it's going to be a tough one for Buffalo.
Well, this game is a really tough one for me. I think it's just the beginning of tough picks on my part. I'm not very good at this. Both teams each have their own playmakers. They have the ability to win this one. It's just about which team I think makes less mistakes and takes advantage of what's given to them. So with that being said, I've got the final score decided as to who will win. Here's my friend, the penny. Head Bills, tails Rams. All right, it's tails. So tails Rams, final score 27-23. The Rams. I pick them good, guys.
Yeah, I'm not going to flip a coin or anything. I've gone back and forth all week on this. My brain tells me to go with the Rams. My gut tells me go with the Bills, and I always go with my gut. Like Joe mentioned, I think the Bills' defense is going to bounce back this week. I think the offense can exploit some of those mismatches with the Rams' defense. Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, they're beasts, but the Bills have playmakers of their own. I'll take the team that doesn't have to travel across the country. So give me the Bills 27, the Rams 26.